Nate and Hunter, you guys both have a similar story coming in as safeties and transitioning to middle linebacker. Nate, you were the first one to do it, and you flashed really fast, 3 interceptions that freshman year. What was that like for you? Having that gray shirt year, and then as essentially a true freshman, being able to make that kind of an impact right away.
Yeah, it was definitely that spring going into that summer was a long transition. I think I came in at like 200 pounds, 205, and transitioning up to like 220, and playing inside linebacker, being in the front seven, definitely was different. Never experienced that before, but I think Coach Sermon and our coach at the time, the assistant, really helped me to improve as an inside linebacker, and learning the basics like reading the keys and being in the right assignment and alignment. So and then we had all sorts of playmakers around to really ease up my job. So it was a good transition.
So you guys were essentially the same class. I mean, you would have been 20, but you came in 2021. And Hunter, you were 2021, and you had spent your first 2 years at safety. How do you feel like that prepared you for the transition to inside linebacker?
Yeah, I think it was really helpful because I kind of saw everything from the back end, and that only adds my kind of knowledge of the game from that end as far as passing. And now I see it at linebacker, which kind of gives me a more holistic perspective of everything that's going on. So I think having that holistic perspective has kind of aided me in just knowing where I'm supposed to be at, knowing where the people behind me are supposed to be at, and I kind of see that coming in instances where I'm playing the pass in practice or even fitting the run. So yeah, having that background is definitely helpful.
Has Nate been a good resource for you, kind of talking you through what he went through in the transition?
Yeah, Nate's actually been a really good resource. He knows the stuff pretty good, and also seeing him has kind of motivated me because, I mean, if he can move from safety to linebacker, then I can too. And then we're also roommates, so whenever I have a question or I'm watching film, I'm not really sure, instead of firing a text to Sermon, I'll fire a text to Nate and be like, hey, come check this out. What do I got on this play? So yeah, he's been a good resource for me.
What's the competition been like at inside linebacker so far this spring?
For me, I'm kind of not really focused on competition. I'm kind of focused on improving, seeing day to day, improving on myself. But having those guys around me that have experience, able to learn from them and kind of match what they're doing. So I'm kind of just focused on myself as for now. But yeah.
And has Jackson been a guy who's been a good resource for you? A guy that's been around 5 seasons, that has seen a lot of downs in live action?
For sure. I mean, especially after last year, watching what he put up on tape and seeing the production that he had, it's really good. Coach knows how to teach tape. So a lot of the calls or a lot of the run fits and assignments that we have, we're able to learn a lot from Jackson. And like I said, the teach tape we have is really helpful for the inside linebacker.
And what are you guys expecting this season? Can you have sort of a handle on what this team is starting to look like, or is it a little bit too early to get a good handle on that?
That's a good question. I think right now we're definitely seeing good production on both sides of the ball. Defensively, I think we've established a lot of establishing the line of scrimmage, running to the ball for an athletic effort, and knockback tackles, which has been a big improvement for us. A main emphasis for us during spring ball. And offensively, they're giving us a lot of challenges, a lot of things that we haven't seen before. So it's definitely a good improvement. And we're going to grow. And excited for the spring game to see what happens.
Your thoughts, Hunter?
Yeah, I mean, we made some great additions on defense, and I think I see us, we're playing fast and been able to adjust pretty well to the Stavidals in offense. So I think it kind of matches more with what the Pac-12 looks like. So going against that in practice, I mean, I think a pretty good shot of having a pretty good defense in the fall.
Great. Well, thanks for sticking around, guys, and good luck this season.
Yeah, thank you.
Bears.